All right, welcome to Greensboro. This is Piedmont Triad International Airport, primarily a FedEx hub, but also it's a great place to take a flight if you can find one. Frontier flies out of here. I do believe Frontier, American Airlines. I've flown out of here several times, but it's just a nice airport. Just quiet, quaint, large enough not to be like a small airport. And by the way, XPlane rocking it out with the lighting. Um, the one thing that I can say about XPlane, daytime, close to the ground, Microsoft Flight Sim, I, with bated breath, tell you, okay, you look better. You look a little bit better. But when it comes to uh, nighttime looks and like illumination, haven't really having the illumination looking the way it's supposed to, um, I don't think you can beat X-Plane 12. X-Plane 12, I think, hands down wins that competition. Because if you see the way the buildings actually look, the illumination doesn't come from the Truman Show effect, where it's kind of somewhere, but you can't, it's like ambient light. With this here, it's like if there's light somewhere, the light's illuminating. See where the light's illuminating there, so that actually looks real. We're taking a flight, by the way. We're gonna fly out of Greensboro Triad or Piedmont Triad International to JFK. JFK is a Nimbus airport, so it is a custom airport. Really nice, but once again, very uh, accurate. Very accurate. Looks good. So we'll go ahead and we're flying in a B738. We're flying in my livery, my custom livery made by Bravo 737. This is the Preacher Pilot livery. Um, it was so well done. I've got to say, my life verse, by the way, is James. Comes out of James. I also am a former law enforcement, and they did an amazing job making the livery, kind of really making it, something that was just mine. To hold on to. So thank you, Tony, for a great job on the livery, and let's go inside and see if we can get this thing started up here. Let's kick it. I would just go ahead and do the APU, but I'll go ahead and kick that off. Let's go ahead and drop the battery guard. Woohoo! Lights. Let's see what we want in here. We need to align the IRS. So let's get the IRS alignment. And we're not going to be on the ground for an incredibly long period of time. So we are going to go ahead and start our APU. Kick it off. Kick it on. Kick it on. There we go. Okay, that's on. We want our logo. We want our lights on here.
Flight attendants, please be seated for departure.
We're not about to leave. That's just what they say. But we're not. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop any battery guards.
Have a good flight.
And we'll go ahead and get our heat going. It's because the weather's so bad outside, it's kind of fogging the windows up. So we'll get that started. Okay. And we need our bleed on there. APU bleed. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can get our flight plan loaded. We're going to first of all go to init ref. You see here we need an IRS position. So we're going to hit next page, go to left or right here. Take that, put it right here. And whoa, we got colors. Yay, colors. Next step, we're going to load our flight plan. So I'm going to hit root, flight plan request. Get some lights there. Let's activate that. Once again, I forgot to plug in my MSD. I have this right here in a hardware in front of me, and I just had been out of town and it's been sitting off, and I haven't plugged it back into the USB. My fault. Right, that vector right there where it says GSO, I'm just going to go ahead and put GSO there as in that spot. Yeah, that should be okay. And let's go to fuel and weight balance, airside services, and we're going to load OFP. And let the magic happen. Once again, Tony, Bravo 737. If you need a livery, a custom livery, you need to reach out to him, because man, he just knocked this sucker out of the park. Look at that, such a good job. The custom all the custom. This is the Carolina Clipper. It's it just very well done. Just see the detail in that, quality in the detail. So thank you, Tony, from Bravo 737. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put the no smoking down to on, and fasten seat belts to on. And we need to change one thing on it. We're using Say Intentions. That's who our ATC is, and I love it. I can't say enough for Say Intentions. They've been a big part of what I do. I am on VATSIM less because of it, but it also, there's some reasons that it's just easier for me to use it. Okay, so what should we go with? How about a grumpy? Look, you got anybody grumpy here? Professional, funny, streamer. Your mom. I don't want your mom. The grumpy one. We'll go with the grumpy guy. Okay. Dutch Peter. Alright, you're with me. Brian, can you get our IFR clearance, please?
Flight deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
They'll get our IFR clearance now.
Passengers are boarding.
Greensboro clearance, Preacherpilot737. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance, and we have uniform.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
You heard that. Okay, good.
Preacherpilot737, Greensboro clearance cleared to Kennedy via the Quake 8 departure. Then as filed, climb and maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35 squawk 6513. Expect runway 5 right.
Got it.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
All right. Now we're going to see. Let me pull up our information, our flight plan. So our reserves. Whoa. Our reserves are only 1,000. Okay. We're living on the edge there. Okay, and take off our takeoff flaps. Pull that up. Flaps are 5. We're going to be going with a flaps of 5. Our center of gravity is 28.5. And 4.5 is our trim. And our runway winds are 04 at 7. So from 04, 7. And our flex temp is 5-1. And then we're going to load our V speeds. 147 is going right here. All right.
Peterman clearance. Good morning, Peterman 655, requesting clearance to Charlotte.
Clearance on request. Stand by.
Clear to Charlotte, radar vector Shirley, climb and maintain 4,000, then flight level 140, 10 minutes after departure, squawk 4765, departure runway 23 left, Piedmont 655.
Piedmont 655, read back correct.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms on this flight.
I'm in charge of the comms now, Steve. Let's get ready for taxi.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Brian, get our clearance to push back and start.
I'll request pushback clearance now.
This
Greensboro ground, Preacherpilot737 requesting pushback and start. We have Victor.
Preacherpilot737, pushback and start approved. Tail northwest.
This update they did on XPlane this time, the nighttime and the even like Greensboro, the way the airport looks, they really knocked it out of the
all
park.
doors and hatches are
Did
closed.
a good job.
Ready to connect.
They really knocked it out of the park, man. They look so good. Before it just had such a plain Jane look, but now with the nighttime glow, everything, it just looks great. Looks great.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Attendants, please be seated for departure.
I had a brain fart on that. I had the GPU still running power. I never do that,
Cabin is secured.
and
Have a good flight.
I had not switched out the buses over to the APU. It's like, duh.
Please repeat.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight cross-check. Welcome everyone on board on behalf of Delta Airlines, the captain and the crew on this flight to John F. Kennedy.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Under your seat. Pull them out, slip them over your head, and inflate by pulling.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Ridiculous, but at least you'll float. In the unlikely event of an evacuation, leave your luggage behind. Seriously, it's not worth your life. This aircraft, the 737, has exits located at the front, middle, and rear of the cabin. Please take a moment to locate your nearest exit, which may be behind you. And remember, it's not my job to help you if you can't find it. After we reach cruising altitude, we'll be selling items from the Delta shop, so get your wallets ready. That's it for the safety briefing. Now I'll let the captain know the cabin is ready for departure. Steve, you can take it from here.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
I had a cold start there, or a hot start, and that's the first time that's happened in a long time. I'll try again. What happened is I brought up the fuel too early, injected the fuel too early, and I think I caused the hot start. So it was my fault. There we go. Hey, did you have a good time at work? Okay. So you're good for food, you're good for your chicken, and you have the chicken you like in the fridge too. Right. Alright. Through our checklist. RTO, anti-skid is set to RTO. Flaps are set to 5. That's 3 clicks. Still at almost focus. Ryan, go ahead and get our taxi clearance.
I'll request taxi clearance now.
Jabba the Hutt spinning your chair.
Greensboro ground, Preacherpilot737, ready to taxi. We have Victor in uniform.
Preacherpilot737, runway 5 right, taxi via Juliet 2, Kilo, cross runway 14, then Alpha.
Runway 5 right, Juliet 2, Kilo, cross runway 14, then Alpha. Preacherpilot737.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. once you get used to the Piedmont Triad International, the way it's kind of laid out, it's not that hard to get around on.
Contact tower on 119.1 so long.
119.1 and carrier 281.
Across the runway here and make a left. We get across the runway. This is runway 32. It's mainly used for general aviation. Some private, but it's not as long of a runway as 5 right. Through everything here. Alright, first of all, yaw damper is on. Left and right tanks are on. Runway turn-off lights are off. Taxi lights off, and landing lights are on for takeoff. Actually, we leave the taxi light on for takeoff. Smoking and fasten seat belts are on, which stays on all the time. And we have window heat. We definitely need window heat for this flight with the weather. We have our packs both to auto, have our valve, isolation valves set to auto. Engines are set to continuous position. Light is set to strobe. And we're here set for 35,000 feet. Will be our cabin altitude. Okay. Our anti-skid is set to RTO. Flaps are set to 5. And we're resetting our chronometers for takeoff. Checklist complete. Ron, would you please get our clearance for takeoff?
I'll request takeoff clearance now.
Greensboro Tower, Preacherpilot737, holding short of runway 5 right. We're ready for departure.
Okay, so we are at runway 5 right in Greensboro, North Carolina at PTI.
Preacherpilot737, Greensboro Tower, runway 5 right, wind 040 at Niner. RNAV Greensboro cleared for takeoff.
Runway 5 right, RNAV Greensboro cleared for takeoff. Preacherpilot737.
One of my settings, that reset when we pulled out, when the GPU got disconnected, it reset that. Didn't reset that though. That's weird. Okay, so we have slight rain. I don't have any concerns.
1000.
Command A.
Preacherpilot737, contact departure on 124.35.
Switching to departure on 124.35. Preacherpilot737. Greensboro departure, Preacherpilot737. Good evening, we're climbing past 2000.
Preacherpilot737, Greensboro departure, radar contact to climb and maintain flight level 260, direct Genie.
Direct Genie.
Columbia 1 Lima Charlie, contact Winston-Salem Tower on 123.75.
Climb and maintain flight level 260, direct Genie. Preacherpilot737.
So this is the new XPlane 12.3 radar. Not a fan yet. I'm going to give it some time, but not a fan. May change my mind, but we'll see. It's just a lot of yellow. Okay. I think, guys, I'm gonna have to read more up on that, like reading this particular weather map. Feel free to leave a comment if you know more about it than I. All right. Cleared for flight level 260. That looks better. Okay, all right. I think what I did was I only had it down to like a 10 or 20 mile radius, and it looked awful. That makes more sense. Just say I had a brain fart. Okay. Anti-skid off. Flaps are already retracted. And we're good for climb. We're nearing, when we get closer to 10,000, we'll cut off our landing lights. Although I think we could leave them on a while longer in this kind of weather.
Columbia 1 Lima Charlie, negative. Winston-Salem is currently broadcasting information. Victor, winds 335 at 4. Altimeter 29.94. Columbia 1 Lima Charlie, contact Greensboro Tower on 119.1.
Visibility is very low here. See if it gets better as we get above the clouds. A little light. There we go. gracious. See it. You see, we got a lot of wind currents, a lot of different wind currents, and we're going through some clouds. So we'll keep monitoring.
Preacherpilot737, climb and maintain flight level 310.
310.
Climb and maintain flight level 310, Preacherpilot737.
Ooh. Got some good lightning up here. Yeah. Okay. As soon as I'm comfortable that we're maintaining a steady climb, we'll check our arrival settings. Here, let's see. So we're on to, let's see, we're coming in. We're going to be coming in on 13 left. ILS 13 left. Camera. SIE.
Preacherpilot737, contact Washington Center on 124.05.
Switching to Washington Center on 124.05. Preacherpilot737.
I'm not following the. So I've got
Center,
ILS 13
Preacherpilot737. Good evening. Climbing through 17,000 for flight level 310. Washington Center, Preacherpilot737. Evening. Climbing through 17,000 for flight level 310.
Preacherpilot737, Washington
transition.
Center. Good evening.
Okay.
Altimeter 3015.
Altimeter 3015. Preacherpilot737.
So we're coming in at 134. So we'll set with the course
Preacherpilot737, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350. Preacherpilot737.
We'll be at full flaps at 143 knots. That could end up, I've got a feeling we're going to do a +5 on the VREF, and the ILS frequency is 111.50. 111.50. Good. Switch over to standard. Okay. And we've been in air so far 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Okay. So where I messed up, it doesn't look right if you do this. No, that doesn't look right. When you have it too compressed, it just didn't look right. It just did not look right at all. Now it looks like it's supposed to. We're only 343 miles from JFK, so this will not be a long, drawn-out flight. It's not that far. It's amazing how close of a drive it is when you're coming from Greensboro to get to DC and then to get to New York City. It's not far. With that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and set my on anti-skid to 2. I'm just going to leave it there. It won't hurt anything. Go ahead and set our QNH. Which for our arrival will be 30.19. Did get above the clouds. That's another thing. You can actually, like, you can actually see right now, kind of get a glimpse of the clouds kind of in a way that you probably would be able to if you were up in a plane. Because it kind of thought through the nighttime scenario. Looks good. Get outside and see if it looks the same outside. Whoa, yeah. Looks really good. Wow, gosh, great job. XPlane guys. Lebanon. Knocked it out of the park. Look at that. Incredible. Good job. Set the bar high for that. Looks good. Monitoring our weather closely right now. Got so the weather report up here on the flight plan, and I use Navigraph. By the way, some of the things, the tools I use when I fly is Navigraph is when it's on every flight. Doesn't matter what flight I'm using. I'm going in to get my sim. I'm using SimBrief/Navigraph to prepare for a flight. So it's always there. Say intentions. I'm always using say intentions. So about every flight that I take, I will incorporate say intentions in my flights. VATSIM, I can't say enough for VATSIM, but sometimes I don't have time to incorporate VATSIM into my flight, and I've got at least a little bit more flexibility with say intentions. It's just different, as much as I would like to just immerse myself all the time and just be in one place, I can't do that. So it's easier to use say intentions for the flights. Traffic global. You've seen the planes out here. Some of the other planes. There's a Delta flight. There's an American Airlines flight. There's more. We'll actually be going into JFK, so you'll see a lot of activity. And I actually cut it back a little bit to about, I used to have it just about full throttle, and the congestion was awesome. It is set up also to where if you can't find a parking spot, if your parking spot's taken, when you get to your arrival airport, you can actually just pull into that space if it's a traffic global plane, and it just disappears, just gets out of your way, and that's good. That's just so that way you can kind of really stick in a moment, and you'll be in the right parking spot. Clouds look good, don't they? Doesn't that look good? Just, but it does look like here we may be cutting through. We're not quite at our flight level, so we're at 3. We're almost to 320. We got 3,000 feet more to go, and I don't know if we're gonna crest over some of the clouds. And we'll see if we'll kind of size up if we need to be going through a cloud like that. Typically you don't go through a cloud like that.
Delta 2707, Washington Center, good evening. Over to the summit, approach 124.7 W.
Winds have settled down a little bit. It's good. In fact, we kind of almost have a tailwind. A little bit of a tailwind there in the direction we're going now. We're landing the opposite way, so we'll see what it's like by the time we get to the airport. Heading bug. Line up with that. You know, the Zebo guys really knocked it out of the park with this 737-800. They did such a good job on it. Functionality, the flight management computer, everything to go. Did a great job. Once we get to our flight level, we are, check our distance.
Preacherpilot737, expect the Cameron 5 arrival. Expect to descend in about 20 minutes. Notify if you're ready to descend before that.
Cameron 5 arrival. We'll notify it ready to descend earlier. Preacherpilot737.
Right, which should be about leveling out now, and then I will reset our altitude here. This is the altitude for about 3,000, 4,000 or 3,000. Okay. That is some ugly looking clouds right there. Right, we're 269 miles outside of JFK. with a transition to get to our final approach.
Washington Center, good evening.
And 3 Alpha Zulu, we'd like to 370 as a final tonight.
Hoping I don't regret this. I'm going to go ahead and stay on our course right now, but because it looks like, but if we can get through this cloud right here, I think looks like things break up for us a little bit. This is ugly cloud. Hit a rough spot there. I personally don't like being in a good tailwind like this, unless I can just be wide open. This isn't the kind of weather I want to be in, this kind of a tailwind. Wow, those clouds look good. very quiet here out here right now. So we're about 220 miles outside of JFK. And we're at 350 now, but we'll start our descent in about another 10 minutes. And and I'm just looking forward to get out of this tailwind. We're in a straight tailwind right now. That might speed up our descent a little bit. Let's go ahead and pull down our descent numbers. Got it. And for our QNH, it's 30.19. And we're 125 nautical miles from top of descent at this point. Not to say that we're not going to descend sooner, because we probably will. See how Intentions does with the JFK traffic. One catch to the JFK traffic. They cannot, my St. Intentions can't see traffic flows. They can't, they don't discern the traffic flow aircraft. So that's the only thing about traffic flow in St. Intentions. They don't seem to know each other. Alright, we're 201 miles from the airport, and we're 111 miles from the top of the sun. I'm trying to figure out what I'm seeing on these radars, these weather radars. Is this part of 12.3? Is this the new features? Because it's the first time I've seen this much weather. And I'm in the Zebo. It's Zebo 737, but that's a lot of weather, a lot of information. so far we're prepared for descent. Our anti-skid is set to 2. Our descent winds have been entered. Our top descent, in fact, is showing there. What's our top descent? It's 83 miles. We're 83 miles from actual top descent. So we're ready. We're ready for a descent. Sometimes I would like to.
Preacherpilot737, contact Washington Center on 133.9er.
Contacting Washington Center on 133.9er. Preacherpilot737. Washington Center, Preacherpilot737, good evening, maintaining flight level 350. Washington Center, Preacherpilot737, good evening, maintaining flight level 350.
Preacherpilot737, Washington Center, good evening.
Brian, would you please get clearance for us to start our descent on the camera arrival? We would like to start a few minutes early.
I'll request an early descent for the Cameron 5 arrival.
So what's over?
Washington Center, Delta 369er would like to request an early descent for the Cameron 5 arrival into Kennedy. Washington Center, Delta 369er is requesting an early descent for the Cameron 5 arrival into Kennedy.
Preacherpilot737, cleared Cameron 5 arrival into Kennedy. Whenever you'd like to descend and maintain flight level 250.
Cleared Cameron 5 arrival into Kennedy. Descend and maintain flight level 250. Preacherpilot737.
Once again from the flight deck here, we're on our descent. Seatbelt sounds good. Back up for our rattle. If you're up and about, please turn to and turn your seats, fasten your seatbelts. Still showing well ahead of schedule. Thanks again. Hope you have a nice week. Have you on here very shortly.
All right, we're beginning our descent from 350. We're on a steady descent. We started a little bit early on Cameron 5, and we're about 30 miles outside of JFK. Not liking this weather. sit out there with that cat for a while.
Preacherpilot737, descend and maintain 15,000.
5,000.
Descend and maintain 15,000. Preacherpilot737.
They should keep steady signals. So welcome to the world of XPlane 12.3 weather radar. So far so good. We have some thick clouds to get through over the next 40 miles. I'm gonna hit that cloud and talk on that. I'd rather not go through there. Don't like this. So we have a like a tailwind right now. We have a significant tailwind. So add a tailwind in with the fact that we're in a cloud, and the winds in the cloud are totally unpredictable. It's a recipe for something not good. 260 and descending. Gate to our left. Where am I?
Oh goodness. I think I've heard about that. I think I've heard about that.
Preacherpilot737, descend and maintain 6,000, altimeter 3011.
Descend and maintain 6,000, altimeter 3011, Preacherpilot737.
So from the time we've took off, it has only been 50 minutes. 50 minutes. out. Ground spoiler is armed.
Okay, clear from the Cameron for arrival. Whenever we'd like to descend or maintain, we can descend and maintain 16,000, altimeter 29 or 9 or 1. Monty 278, also could you tell us which runway to expect, please? Descend and maintain 1000. Could you please tell us which runway to expect? 178, descend and maintain 1000.
Preacherpilot737. Hey sir, we need to verify a bird strike report before reopening the runway. Hold at Cameron as published. Left turns. We'll get you out of there soon.
You heard that. We have bird strike, camera. So we're going to be holding.
Preacherpilot737, contact McGuire approach on 126.475.
Contacting McGuire approach on 126.475. Preacherpilot737.
Lighten us up like a Christmas tree. Okay.
McGuire approach, Preacherpilot737. Good evening. We're descending from 13,000 to 6,000.
Preacherpilot737, McGuire approach. Good evening. Kennedy altimeter 3011. Expect the ILS runway 13 left approach into Kennedy.
Altimeter 3011. Expecting ILS runway 13 left approach. Preacherpilot737.
Preacherpilot737, contact Kennedy approach on 125.7.
Switching to Kennedy approach on 125.7, Preacherpilot737. Kennedy approach, Preacherpilot737 evening, descending from 8,000 to 6,000. Kennedy approach, Preacherpilot737 evening, descending from 8,000 to 6,000.
Preacherpilot737, Kennedy approach. Good evening, Kennedy altimeter 3017.
Altimeter 3017, Preacherpilot737.
Delta 788, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Kennedy approach, Delta 788, flight level 1000, climbing to flight level 190. Climb and maintain flight level 240, Delta 788. Good morning, altimeter 2971.
Thousand to go. Okay, we're about to turn to final. And
737, thanks for holding. You're cleared to leave the hold at Cameron. Resume your arrival.
Cleared to leave the hold at Cameron. Resuming arrival. Preacherpilot737.
Citation 0, Echo Zulu. Contact LaGuardia Tower on 118.
2500.
Tower 187, Circle
Preacherpilot737, contact Kennedy Tower on 119.1.
Contacting Kennedy Tower on 119.1. Preacherpilot737.
Oh, this would be an interesting approach, and I'm wondering if it's really like this.
Kennedy Tower, Preacherpilot737. Good evening. We're established on the ILS approach for runway 13 left.
Preacherpilot737, Kennedy Tower, roger. Continue approach runway 13 left. Preacherpilot737, winds calm, runway 13 left, cleared to land.
Runway 13 left, cleared to land. Preacherpilot737.
1000.
Flight slow. Flight slow. Airspeed low.
300.
Think rate. Think rate.
200.
Pull up. Pull up.
100.
Think rate. Think rate.
That was way too close.
500.
Contact New York departure on 135.9er for flight following to Block Island.
That was a close call. So we're going back and doing a go around. Brian, you want to notify ATC we're going around?
Notifying ATC of the go around.
Thousand to go. That was an ugly go around. That was a little bit. Went ahead and dropped gear because when we turn around to KGSO, we are like right there at final. I don't like it really, but
1,000. $500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Positive three.
Preacherpilot737, contact ground on 121.9er.
Switching to ground on 121.9er, Preacherpilot737.
Probably the ugliest landing I've had in recent
Kennedy
history.
ground, Preacherpilot737, evening cleared, runway 13 left, ready to taxi to the gate.
Preacherpilot737, Kennedy ground, taxi to RON. Parking overflow gate C, cross runway 13 left, then Yankee, Yankee Alpha, cross runway 22 right, then Delta Bravo, Alpha Tango Alpha. Have a good day.
Yeah, that was an ugly landing. So at my expense, let's watch it.
Ron, parking overflow gate C, cross 13 left, then Yankee, Yankee Alpha, cross 22 right, then Delta Bravo, Alpha Tango Alpha.
That was really, so I forced a bad landing. This is bad, really bad. So let's watch it. So I'm way too fast, way too fast. Hey, Rock. Oh, it doesn't get any uglier than that. So, I forced a bad landing. Came in way too fast and pressured to do it. Okay, this is we're at JFK here. So, we actually landed at JFK here. No, we didn't really land. We crashed at JFK. Yeah, more or less. But JFK, and we came out of Greensboro, but this is JFK. Let's go. This is Nimbus Custom Airport. Come out of it for a minute. Very well done, by the way. So this is I think this is Nimbus's latest airport here. I mean, the latest one. Just very well done. And it's like even better at night sometimes the way it looks. They just did such a good job on it. Even the buildings and the gates. What I like about it is you can they did such great detail work. I mean, I don't think you could ask for more on some of the things he did, except for the mannequin people. Okay, they could do a little bit better with the mannequin people, but other than that, they did a really good job on it. I forget how many moving pieces that they have for this, but the jetways, everything just works really, really good. But it's one of my favorite ones to fly out of. I have 3 of the Nimbus things, and I'm not a Nimbus spokesperson, but I mean I've bought all my airports, but the custom airports. But this one here on JFK is one of my favorite ones. They just put so much detail in it that even like nighttime flying has kind of a believable feel to it. It's just really nice. I'm trying to think if I bought KEWR also, Newark, if I did Newark, but Newark's just busy. And also this has Traffic Global is the traffic that you see here at the airport. All right. But yeah, that detail just really, really nice. I think what I like the most too about the nighttime, and this is a combination of XPlane 12 and the Nimbus airports, but it's just not the Nimbus airport. Even the Greensboro airport that I came out of, it's the lighting, the illumination looks so much more realistic, and I think that's where I think Microsoft needs a little bit of work. Although they kind of leave them in the dust during the day close to the ground, I think Microsoft does a better job at the level of detail they put in theirs. But when it comes to the nighttime, they can't compare to this. I don't think. It looks the feel and looks completely different. That's really neat. So all of these, I want to say, all of these planes, Traffic Global, are Traffic Global related. But I love how they even section out the planes like a real airport would. With the different airlines, they get their own spaces. All right, let's do something about this. Take it to the gate. Yeah, that was an ugly, ugly landing. Okay. I'm thinking Newark's airport actually is bigger I think it's larger by scale, but JFK is nothing to sneeze at. It's a big airport. Right. I'm trying to think. There's another good airport that I have is Thai Models, TAI, and it is at DC. It's the one I've got at DC right now. And the only problem I had with Thai Models initially is that the gateways, the jetways were all broken when I first got it, and there's something I had to do to make sure. But the Thai Models, but that particular airport, it looks really good. It actually was another one that looked really good.
Kennedy Ground, Springbok 3 with Yankee with information. Quebec ready to pick up on